Affordable housing refers to housing units that are affordable for those with income below the average household income. Affordable housing is fast taking center stage internationally as well as in the national agenda in India. With housing recognized as a basic need, governments at every level are discussing ways and means to provide access to housing for their citizenry. But has the affordable housing sector been incentivized enough in India for it to grow?
A lot has been done. I think whether it's, I think this PM Awas Yojana, there are a lot of these, I think whether DDA in Delhi, and I'm sure that a lot of development authorities in various states and cities, a lot to be done. And it's not only we can make government responsible for that. See, the private segment or section is very big contributor to real estate other than government. So there is, I think, there is a whole mission of having housing for all by the next 4 or 5 years, and that's what the government is working towards. I think it's a great initiative. I see a role of more of a private-public partnership. These kind of movements will definitely will help because task is humongous. Task is humongous in sense because even if I say urban. The demand for affordable housing, there is almost a gap of about 10 to 12 million. So these kind of and that's not possible to be filled by a particular developer or by government or private. It has to be a joint effort.
The COVID-19 pandemic has derailed the growth momentum of affordable housing in 2020. With the target audience typically having limited income and unemployment fears looming large, we are looking at deferred property purchase decisions in 2020.
There is a big realization after COVID that this is a segment to address. This is because today, irrespective of there is a reverse migration and people are going back to the towns and trying to work there, which is because of digital intervention. Now today I can operate from my small city, whether I have an office in big city. So there is, and which will continue. Some of these permanent imprints of COVID will there. So there is good news is that now as we are still in the midst of the pandemic, I think it's not over yet. But what we are seeing, the green shoots coming from affordable segment. So affordable segment and obviously the premium and the luxury will take some more time before you see a W or a U-shaped recovery. But we're seeing a sharp recovery as far as affordable, primarily because of there's a huge demand. People will continue to flock towards these big cities to have a livelihood. And not everybody is a CEO or an MD who will, a big position that he can afford that kind of housing. So builders have this realization that, and the trends which we are seeing that both in the big cities and the small cities primarily because there's a reverse migration, people now will see this more and more possibility that working from home, and they can see now having a home there as well. Builders are now going back through, into these small cities. And big cities, I said, they continue to have. So affordable segment as a whole, which has, which is showing a great revival sign.
Bathroom as a segment had for long been the most neglected part of the Indian homes. However, since the last few years, there has been a significant shift in people's thinking and approach towards it.
Bathroom has come a long way, from something which is outside your home, or maybe in the extended area to now right sitting in the room. It's come a long way. It's being more of a life. It's not only a lifestyle product; it's a living style product, and depends on which customer category or segment you're targeting to. Irrespective of, as I say in bathroom, there are 4 areas, which is the basin area, the shower area, the WC area, which is water closet area, and the wellness area. So if I see the top end, which is a luxury segment, there is definitely these places have become more of a wellness sanctuary. People are seeing bathroom just not an in and out place. They're seeing this as a wellness, So which means and COVID has again actually created this whole importance for this category. People are now, really the kind of time they're spending home because work from home, and the sensitivity towards social distancing. The gyms are open, people are not going. They don't want to go to a spa or a salon for that matter. So today, suddenly the bathroom is, has becoming a very, very important thing.
Despite having the purchasing power, most of the times the customer needs to be educated and informed about the various products available and its benefits. One such concept gaining momentum is water saving and eco-sensitivity of the products.
Both water and light, is a rare resource, is a resource which we have to really preserve. We have to use more effectively. So as an organization, we have a lot of responsibility as a responsible organization. Just for your viewers, we are all our factories, our nets, runs on solar. We have a zero discharge plant. Our headquarters, and I love to invite you there, is one of Asia's largest net zero green building. So it is an ethos to ensure that not only our products, but the way we conduct our business itself is very responsible. As you know, we are a tropical country, so the sweat and the heat, these are reality. I'm not a European country, so people, when they want a good bath and good shower, so it'll be unfair to say that okay, I'll create products which doesn't have a good water flow. It will not work. However, you need to have products which balances off. So for example, we have showers which is called air showers. Now what does an air shower does? It mixes 30 to 40% of air into a shower. So it mixes with water. So you'll have a same feel and volume, but you have a 30% less water. We have technology called restrictors. So you can put this restrictor on a tap which when the water is discharged, and you can control up to 70 to 80% of the water flow. So, like sensor products, we were always one of the leading manufacturers of sensor products, but just COVID has accelerated the growth of sensors because people are getting more aware now. Now, sensor not only facilitates the social distancing, but sensor also saves water. So when I need it, then only the water comes out, else is not. And you can control the movement of sensor, that what is the kind of a timing you want to give it. So whether the sensor lights, whether the sensor taps, apart from facilitating the social distancing, which is now the norm, I don't see this pandemic going anywhere in near future. And in the future, there is also a possibility of many more such pandemics. So it's very important that we as a society have to embrace technology,